Welcome to another edition of the Metal Voice. Today, two new hot releases.
Right.
Blind Guardian, Beyond the Red Mirror, and
Eclipse, Armageddonize.
I mean, we're going to talk about two different things. First, power metal, and then after that, melodic metal. But first, Blind Guardian's new release, Beyond the Red Mirror.
Not the blue one, the red one.
And there it is. Alan, first, I put this on.
Right.
First listen, and I go, okay, you know.
There's Hansy.
There's Hansy. I mean, you know, it's Blind Guardian.
Blind Guardian.
I mean, it's got that Blind Guardian stamp. We heard it before, but upon multiple listens, and I'm really and I took a while.
There you go.
It took a while to actually do this review because I really wanted to absorb this album. Background on this album is they've got choirs, they got orchestras, or two, three, or they went all out. I'm surprised it could even shock that much music and that much depth into one CD. There's a lot going on in the CD. It took so many listens, but finally I realized how great this CD was. It's a grower. It took a lot of time for me to get into it. It's sort of like Halloween meets Queen.
Okay. I think any albums with Blind Guardian, you can inject the Queen influence in there somewhere.
Huge. Hansy does a great job. All the instruments have their place, and it's so big. I don't think it's big enough for a CD. I think you need some sort of larger format, like DVD audio, to capture the true greatness of this.
Too compressed, losing everything.
This symphonic greatness.
Chaotic.
But overall, I think this is a fantastic album. We're looking at 9 out of 10 for me. And just the song, the last song, I don't know if you heard the song, The Grand Parade.
Yes.
It's just mind-blowing how many different things are going on. And the guitars, you know, they're not the typical guitars, you know, rhythm, solo. They work with the symphonic orchestras. They're just another component. And Hansy, probably one of his best vocal albums. If you are a Blind Guardian fan, you cannot help but love this album. Will this album bring in new fans? I don't know, probably not. But if you are a Blind Guardian fan, you'll probably think this is probably their best album of their career.
I want to like Blind Guardian. Yes. You know, I've been trying to listen to it for years.
You're a good person.
Nightfall in Middle Earth, I had, you know, I struggled with the production a little bit.
Yeah.
Early scuttlebutt on this, a lot of people on the internet are kind of criticizing the production. I did not particularly see it. I don't know about yourself. Did you find the production?
I think it was probably one of the best productions they have.
But to go back to what you're saying, if you're not a Blind Guardian fan, and I didn't do numerous listens, Jim. I listened to it once, and that's what I wanted my first impression to be for this show was, you know, the same old, same old. It's Blind Guardian, and you know what? Hey, I want your opinion out there. I mean, are they passé? Is this format, is this formula considered like dinosaurs? You know, are they progressing? Is there something new they're bringing to the table that is interesting? I want your opinion, because when I first listened, it's like, hey, what are we, back in the, you know, 93, 94? Like, what's going on?
But they started off as a speed thrash band, then they became more epic, and this is probably their most epic release to date.
And again, I don't have a problem with the production. It's just the overall sound, and I don't see them compared to some of the other bands we've seen. I just don't see the progression that some of them, you know. But then again, like Halloween, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. So maybe that's part of the equation as well.
So it goes to what I was saying. Is it going to bring in new fans?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Probably not. But the old fans or the core following are going to love this album.
I agree with you.
If you're a Blind Guardian fan, this is a 10 out of 10 for you. How does it fit in the metal spectrum? And I think that's what you're referring to. For me, I think in the metal spectrum, it's like an 8.9, around there, out of 10. Now, I don't know what you would think of it, but that's how I would perceive it. I would reach for this album in the future because the effort it's just such a grand effort. You cannot help but being blown away by how much work is put into this. And it's melodic, it's symphonic, and it's catchy. And the more times you listen to it, it's catchy. I'm just going to note some great songs. Twilight of the Gods, that was a single. And I mean, that summarizes the whole sort of context of the album. But like I said, Grand Parade, and of course, The Ninth Wave, which is a true gem. I mean, clocking 8-9 minutes. So let's pick up Blind Guardian, Beyond the Red Mirror, a continuation of a little boy on his journey.
New album just came out, Eclipse.
Yeah.
I believe it's their third album, Armageddonize. Say that 10 times.
Yeah.
You know, Jim, I try to do like you. Hey, look, what are the standout tracks here? There's 11 tracks. I mean, I can't pick a standout one. They're all different. They all have something different about them, and they're all fantastic. And you're listening and you see what they've done. They, you know, they produced, they've written for different people. The head guys, Eric Martinson and Magnus Henriksen. You know, they had the 2 releases that got better every time. This is their 3rd release. First one I've ever heard. I mean, I wasn't familiar with them before this album. This is an unbelievable album.
Yeah,
melodicrock.com, one of our buddies over there, also said, you know, if we were allowed to give 11 out of 10, I'd give 11 out of 10. I agree. This is a 10 out of 10. Every song is strong. For me, the standout track is Live Like I'm Dying. It's the power ballad on it. It's modern. You know, whatever the power ballad or it was worth in the 80s, this is definitely one for the 2015. I mean, this is a great track. Breakdown starts off a little acoustic guitar, got a little bit of that White Snake early feel to it. The album starts off strong with I Don't Want to Say I'm Sorry. That sets the mood for the whole thing. But like I said, you know, you've got different kinds of styles in there, and they're all well done. And I'm expecting, you know, I look at them and listen to them, okay, I'm expecting these guys to be in their mid-30s, early 40s, experienced musicians, because you hear the album, the production, and everything, and then you click on their video, the guy doesn't look barely over 19. So it's quite a shock for me, especially with the resume and stuff they've been doing.
They got a bright future.
Not only are, you know, they were always said, you know, they are the bright future of melodic rock, but with this album, I think they've achieved it. They are melodic rock. I mean,
melodic hard rock.
There's some strong people out there. One I'd like to keep our eye on, Jim. Maybe we can review it in a month's time when the album comes out. Is Revolution Saints with Dean Castronovo from Bad English and Journey. He's a singing drummer, great vocalist. Our friend Doug Aldrich left Whitesnake and went to join this band, also with Jack Blades, Mr. Melody himself. Jack Blades, of course, from Night Ranger, Blade Shaw, Damn Yankees. This is going to be an interesting, so you got a great background vocalist. You got Jack Blades, who's basically a lead vocalist, and you got Dean Castronovo, who can sing. Nice little trio. Very interesting stuff coming down, and their albums due out mid-February. So maybe that's one we can keep our eye on, and maybe you guys like to check out as well. So there we go. We got 2 different styles today. We got the power metal, historic power metal with Blind Guardian, and current, up-to-date melodic rock with Eclipse. 2 new albums. You should check them out and enjoy.